Developing right now at 6 o'clock, a Houston police officer is back at home tonight after being shot during a home invasion in Spring Branch. The department says Officer Durfee is on the road to recovery now, and he's expected to make a full recovery. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Daniela Guzman. We've been on top of this breaking news story since the news broke, and tonight we are learning all the suspects are in custody tonight. A police source telling KPRC2 the last one was arrested over an hour ago. The shooting happening in a neighborhood just east of Bunker Hill area and Alderney Drive near Antoine. And that is where we find KPRC2's Bill Spencer right now, who's been there all day long. And Bill, you spoke with a man who owns the house about what the gunman did to his daughter and her two young boys. Tell us about it.
Yes, I did, Daniela, and I can tell you the very nice gentleman that lives in that house right there, Ben Bates, is thanking God tonight that his daughter Nicole and his two grandsons are okay. I mean, after all, the two violent men that came to the front door there both had guns, and at least one of them was willing to use it, shooting that Houston police officer.
A large and fast police response from the Houston Police Department this morning after two men attempted an armed home invasion at this house on Alderney Drive in the Afton Village neighborhood. Ben Bates owns the home and tells us the two men were posing as DoorDash delivery men, both carrying guns, when they forced their way into his house, terrorizing his daughter Nicole and her two young sons.
He came up with a red DoorDash bag, and he knocked or rang the doorbell, and my daughter was going to tell him that he's at the wrong address. And as soon as she opened the door, he pulled a gun out of the DoorDash bag and he forced entry. They proceeded to ransack the house.
Once inside that house, the two gunmen took Ben Bates' daughter hostage, tying her hands with zip ties and forcing her to guide them through the home to where her valuables were stored.
Your daughter and your grandkids, how are they doing right now? Have you talked to your daughter?
I have.
What did she say?
She's terrorized, but she's okay.
But just a matter of minutes later, Houston police arrived on scene and confronted the two gunmen inside that house. That's when Officer S. Durfee was shot in the leg as he was trying to rescue this terrified family.
At that time, a suspect dressed in some sort of hoodie shot at the officer, striking the officer one time in his lower extremities.
At that point, the gunman that shot Officer Durfee fled the scene. Durfee's partner was able to subdue the second gunman inside a back bedroom, and minutes later, Bruce Thomas watched from his kitchen window as Houston police arrested that second suspect, drawing their guns on him and ordering him to get down right in the middle of Bruce's backyard.
I thought, holy smokes, what are we doing? What's going on? I mean, the city is once again, all the crime. I mean, to look out your kitchen window and see three police officers with guns drawn, telling him not to move, it scared the hell out of me.
Now, as for Officer Durfee's, the brave Houston police officer who was shot in all of this, he has reportedly been released from the hospital, so that is just fantastic news. And within just the last 2 hours, a third suspect in this armed home invasion was arrested by Houston police in the area of Hollister and Tidwell. Reporting live, Bill Spencer, KPRC 2 News.